Well, two separate programs, two separate situations. The women, pretty much the whole team went to Brazil, so they've been together now for almost 3 weeks. And all in all, they've played 6 games if you include the games in Brazil. So the ladies are ready to roll. You know, they have pretty much all their roles defined. Lots of new players, but all of them pretty much aware of what their expectations and roles are. On the men's side, half the squad didn't go to Brazil, so in a way we're actually starting preseason later for the men. We've played already one scrimmage in the US, and they did a good job. We play another one tomorrow, but by the end of this week they should be where the women are at this point. Yeah, both teams play against Alabama Huntsville. The first game of the year is always kind of a question mark in terms of what to expect from the other side. You know, there's not a scout report per se. I mean, you can call people that they have played in terms of preseason scrimmages, but scrimmages never reflect the true nature of the team. So we go in basically just looking at what we need to do. If we judge it by last year, you know, Huntsville was on the men's side very quick, fast, and technical. Lots of international players, high pressure, and the kind of team that worked 90 minutes. On the women's side, they were deep, shallow in terms of bench, but the starting 11 were pretty good. They were kind of tall, slow, and strong, but again, I don't know if that's going to be their look for this year. The truth is, we're worrying about ourselves. Our women, they're probably going to be a little less, a little more direct than they were last year. You know, that's the best way to put it. And our men will be pretty much the same as last year in terms of their style.
Yeah, we've had 2 weeks now, and just over 2 weeks working with them, and so far early season, I've been pleased with what I've seen. We've had, on the women's side, we have a deep team with 10 women this year, the most I've been able to work with, and I feel like it's, you know, a solid group 1 through 7 that we have, probably our strongest 7, and then we have, you know, a few backup, which is nice to have just in case we have injuries, which we hope to avoid. But they're looking pretty strong and hope to continue to progress. You know, we're not wanting to see our best running right now by any means, but from this, look at what they did over the summer. I think they're shaping up pretty well. And then on the men's side, kind of the same deal with two weeks in, just solid training. They all look like they can handle what we want to do right now. Looks like they had a good summer behind them. We have to be a little bit more careful with the men, with just 6 guys right now. So we're trying to keep them healthy, and that's the main focus right now as we head into our first meet. Yeah, the first meet with the eye opener is one where we'll see almost every team, if not every team in the conference. So right off the bat, we're going to have an idea of where we stand and what we need to do over the next 6 or 7 weeks before the 3rd week of October for the conference meet. So we're hoping to have a good showing, surprise a few teams, I do believe, especially on the women's side. I think we want to be near the front of the pack in the races, especially with the conference teams, and see what our spread can be 1 through 5. We need to try and keep that down for a good showing. And I expect Sophia and Amber to have good showings up front at the 1 and 2 spots for us on the women's side. And then for the men, you know, same deal, same 10 conference teams or so that'll be there, and we want to see how we stack up there with them, and look for Shane to be our leader this weekend, and then if the guys fall in line there, we're going to rely heavily on the 5 and 6 guys to pick us up and see where we can finish overall. We feel like we're strong up front with those guys at the 5 and 6 spot. Really have to come through for us to have a good showing.
that Laura and I really enjoyed about it is that we progressed. You know, we started off the first few practices a little sluggish and just kind of trying to find our rhythm and our groove. But once we did, things really started to fit into place, and we definitely finished preseason a lot stronger than we started. Right now, the biggest thing that we're doing to help prepare for season is just a lot of scrimmage and 6-on-6 play. There's really no way that we can replicate the caliber of competition that we're going to see this weekend. We are facing some extremely solid opponents, and we're excited about that. We're trying to bring as much energy to the gym as we can during our training, and just prepare and start gelling and clicking with each other so that we can hopefully be as successful as possible this weekend.